Hi, it's Heather from True North Spirit Medicine here. How you going? I'm here to do the energy reading for February 2022 today. My faithful post-it note. And I'm recycling it, so January's crossed out because it's finished. So today's the 1st of Feb, and a little bit like last month, I was encouraged to wait. I think I mentioned last month that usually I had been doing the readings for you here on YouTube the end of the previous month, but this month again I really felt like I wanted to wait, and it feels good to do it today, which is the 1st. Happy Chinese and Vietnamese New Year, and it's an Aquarius new moon as well, so the year of the tiger. Yeah, the kitty, meow. I'll have to look into that. I don't know a great deal about the Chinese astrology, except for my own, of course. Yeah, but lots of really big positive influences coming in, from what I understand from the astrology as well. So that's nice as well. Okay, so I'm going to draw 3 cards, and I feel like I want to use the Angel and Ancestors Oracle card deck by Kyle Gray again today. Yeah, it's a good one. And it's very hot here today. Very hot. It's like 10:30 in the morning, and it's already like over 30 degrees. I think it's predicted to be like 37 here or something, and humid, which roughly is about 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, it's gross. So if you see me sweating, that's why. I had to turn the fan off for the video. So it might be a faster video because it's very bloody hot. All right, so I think I might shuffle these cards and see what we get. And I imagine they're going to start with a channeled message again, because I quite like that, and they seem to like that as well. But I think I'll draw the cards first. So I'm just asking for clear and loving and powerful, gentle, useful, helpful guidance in the messages today, and from this deck of lovely cards. So what do we have to say for the people watching? Some powerful ones here. Spirit, Fox, Medicine, Mother, and Warrior. Okay, so I'm just going to have a little feel into them and reorder them if needed. Yes. Or maybe they're in the right spot. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes they're in the right spot when I draw them. Yeah, I think they are. Okay, I'll show them to you in a minute. They're quite good. Yeah, okay. So, I'm just going to sweat a bit more and tune in and see what they've got to say for us today. Okay. Oh, they're straight into it, man. It's like, you are powerful, you are wise, and you are strong. Remember the analogy of the lighthouse, and the lighthouse stands tall, and any waves that come towards us, it stands against them. It absorbs the energy of the wave, and in a way it transmutes it into light, so it shines from above. You are the lighthouse, but you are not alone. Often we see images of lighthouses standing solitary on their rocks or their headlands. And although this is true in a physical sense on your planet, it is not true in a metaphysical sense in the universe. Far from it. You are not disconnected. You are never disconnected. You can never be disconnected from source energy. Can never be disconnected from source energy. It is impossible. It is an impossibility. All of those lighthouses are connected to each other, a little like the trees are connected underneath by this invisible network of roots. And all of those systems, the mycelium, the mushrooms, everything under the soil connects everything on the surface. Just as you are a lighthouse in your part of the world, and your light and your deep anchored roots, remember, your deep anchored roots, remember, connect you to all the other lighthouses. And all of the light that shines from above, from your lighthouse, your individual lighthouses, is connected. So you're connected above to each other with all of your individual lighthouses shining their light, and the light blends and meets. And underneath, in your anchor, in the earth, you are connected by a network of light and love and Gaia and compassion and support. And if you draw a straight line up through your lighthouse into the sky, you are connected to source energy. So it is impossible for you not to be connected to self, not to be connected to others, and not to be connected to source. If you forget this in your daily life, please take a moment and come back to your breath. Come back to your breath. Come back to your breath. Always come back to your breath. If you're feeling anxious or stressed or depressed or nervous or any of those lower vibration frequencies, come back to your breath. Breathe into your belly, breathe into your heart, breathe into your pineal. Imagine that beautiful column of light that shines through you and forms a bubble around you, or a beautiful soft cloud around you. That's really big, 8 meters, 26 feet at least in diameter. If you're vibrating higher, your Merkaba is bigger. If you are in fear and lack and operating at 33% and lower, your energy bubble is smaller. So the more that you can stand up and shine, and the more that you can stay connected to your breath, and the more that you can stay connected to your self and source energy, which is the same thing, the more powerfully you can withstand the storms that come against your lighthouse. You are made for these times. You are literally made for these times. Each one of you chose to come to Earth for these times. That's my face, not theirs, going, really? We must have been crazy. My friend and I reckon we were drunk on the other side where we chose to come back now. But, you know, they're just laughing. They think that's really funny. You chose to come here and be here, to anchor this light, to bring forward the new light that is coming every day, faster and faster. Open yourself up to that in your meditations. Allow for the new upgrades. Allow for the new frequencies to come in. And as you do that, you shine even brighter. You shine with new light, different frequencies, different colours and tones of light that perhaps we can't see yet with our physical eyes, but it's there, it's real, and it's important. And the more that you allow into yourself, as above, so below, the more you can shine out into the world around you, your loved ones, your family members, your colleagues, your friends, and then they ripple out into others and other light workers. And you are also bringing that light down into the planet, into Gaia herself, through that beautiful golden anchor that we each have underneath us that connects us, like the tree roots, to everybody and everything else on the planet. And at the same time, you are allowing that light to draw up through the planet, through yourself, and up into the sky, back to source. So it's this beautiful symbiosis, if you allow it. It's like the water cycle that you learn about in primary school. You know, the rain and the storms and the rivers, and then evaporation, and then the rain and the storms and the rain. And I said rain twice. But, you know, the cycle. It's a cycle. And it's the same with light, they're saying. Except what's happening now is because we're passing through this new part of space. Remember, we're passing through the centre of the Milky Way galaxy. So 36 years in, 36 years out. The exit point, so to speak, is 2030. The midpoint was 2012. So that allows for this new radiation, the new light codes to come in. And I feel like the second half of this cycle, so that 36-year window, is even more powerful. It's like it's been ramped up again. The volume's been turned up again, and I guess that's because more of the collective humanity has been coming on board with this whole, I guess, spiritual mindset, or the metaphysical path, or the path of compassion and integrity and joy, because they're all the same thing, aren't they? So it's like that 100th monkey thing. So the more people, I was going to say souls, that come on board to be more open-hearted and more loving and more compassionate and have more integrity and joy in their own life, the more the light then expands. So the more the light expands, the more light can come in. Does that make sense? It's like opening a door to a breeze. If you open it a little bit, you get a little bit of a breeze in. You can tell I'm hot. It's all about the breeze. But if you open it wider, then you can get more of a breeze through your house if it's hot or whatever. So the more that you can allow in personally through your own meditations and your own coming back to center and coming back to breath, and taking time out if you need to, if you're in a stressful situation or a combative environment or whatever, just go to the loo for 5 minutes and just breathe, the more you can do that in your own individual life, the more light you send out, and that expands exponentially across the planet and then, of course, across the universe. Interesting. Nice way to start. Back to the lighthouses and the anchors again, which is quite cool. Okay, so let's have a look at these cards. So I have 3. Spirit Fox, and it says, trust your talents in changing times. Where's your fox? Camera freaks out a little bit. But look at his little pointy ears. And he's got some feathers. So it's real sort of... Sorry, I was trying to peek underneath and see where I hold the writing up for you properly. It's real shamanic energy. I mean, this whole deck is really shamanic, I think. Which just means that you have an understanding that everything's connected and everything's alive. And it has, that dynamic life force in it. Trust your talents in changing times. Seems kind of obvious, doesn't it? The changing times is really important because that's what we were just talking about. In terms of letting more light in, they're saying there's more inspiration coming. There is more inspiration coming. So it feels like a really good time to take action on your dreams. I don't remember if we talked about this last month or if it's been coming up. Certainly been coming up in individual sort of one-on-one readings that I've been doing during the month as well. It's almost like with some people there's a fear of not having enough, not being enough, like, those kind of sort of, I guess, almost victim or old-fashioned mentalities. But for some people there's also a fear that if they pursue this great idea, whether it's, write a film script or produce an album or write a book or give birth to a child or whatever it is, if they pursue that sort of bigger dream that they have, that there won't be anything else to pursue. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if I go shopping for a red handbag and I finally find this red handbag that's perfect, then I'll have nothing left to do or nothing left to pursue or nothing else to carry me forward. So they're saying, don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of running out of dreams, because they always shift and change. And they're reminding me of like when you're a child, a young person, your dream might have been to have a Pokemon or a BMX bike or, whatever it is. And then when you're a teenager, your dream might have been to date the cute girl in high school or have a ticket to go to the concert that you want to. And then when you're in your 20s or your 30s or older, do you know what I mean? Like, your dreams change anyway, and they'll morph with you. Does that make sense? Yeah, so take action, take steps towards the dreams that you want to pursue. Know that you are worthy of all of them, that you have all of the resources like at your fingertips. They're showing me lots of fingertips, and remembering to ask, for the support and the guidance and the right people and the right money and the right places and the right situations and the right motivation to keep going with these dreams and ideas that you have. But also, please don't be afraid that you're going to run out of dreams, because you're not. You're not. They're pointing out the feathers on the fox's fur here. Oh, and also the owl on the back of the card. And they're saying that ideas and dreams will keep coming to you like feathers on the wind. It sounds a bit trite, but it's actually quite a nice analogy or metaphor or whatever it is. I used to be an English teacher and I still get confused sorry, camera's freaking out, between analogies and metaphors. I should look it up. And they're pointing out the beautiful owl. I think I said eagle a minute ago. The owl on the back of the card as well, with its beautiful wide wings over that beautiful compass. You have enough direction, you have enough desire, you'll have enough support if you keep asking for it and allowing it and taking action on it, and you'll never run out. You'll never run out of ideas, which is beautiful, actually. If you have that creative kind of bent in you, like I do, that's quite nice information to know. And as they were talking about the feathers and showing me the owl, they also showed me a picture of a tree, maybe in autumn or fall if you're in the North America, when the autumn comes and all the leaves drop. Like it's like this never-ending flow of leaves, a bit like feathers falling. So step up into your dreams and step up into the magic, I want to say, of creation. That's nice. And they're reminding me about the pizza thing they talked about last month, where, it doesn't have to be a grand dream where you want to change the world, but who doesn't? It might be making the perfect pizza, and then once you've mastered that, you might make the perfect souffle or, fried rice or whatever it is, whatever it is that is sparked your heart is the important part. Okay, card 2. Medicine Mother, honour your inner knowing. So it's really connected to this trusting yourself. This is trust your talents in changing times, and this is honour your inner knowing. This is an amazing card. Medicine Mother. I think we might have seen this one before on these videos. Look at her eyes, she's powerful. And I'll put the link to the deck I'm using below in the description box, and I will also post the photograph of the cards. I hope that's not breaking copyright. I don't think it is. On Instagram and on my Facebook page, if you want to have a closer look. Sorry, I'm peeking underneath it to make sure it's in frame. And both the Instagram and the Facebook it's all under the business name True North Spirit Medicine. Wow, I'm literally sweating. I'm sitting here in the shade, sweating. It's that hot. The joys of living in the subtropics in February. People think Christmas and January are the hottest, but not here. It's February. It's the killer. Right. Okay. Medicine Mother. Stop fanning myself with the card. They're immediately pointing out the blue and talking about the Mother Mary Magdalene kind of energy. I know they're different people, but they carry a similar kind of mothering energy, and they're both often associated with the blue, the colour blue. And the Reiki energy is often, and I'm a Reiki master teacher, the Reiki energy is often associated with blue here. So if you do have Reiki or some other healing modality, or you, pretty much everyone's got natural healing abilities, they're just reminding us to, saying lay hands on yourself, lay hands on yourself. You might be resting on the couch, watching a movie or reading a book or something, and if you've been feeling a bit, sad in your heart or feeling the grief in the world that's still sort of going on, you might just place your hands on your heart, while you're resting there, and send a few nice breaths there. I know the heart's green or pink, and the throat and the third eye are the pale blue and the indigo blue, but there's an invitation here to send a whole bunch of blue light, which is really interesting, to the heart space. It's very healing, they're saying. It's very healing. Blue is known as the colour of healing. And that's really funny. I have blue today. I just realised. And it's funny, you know, like before I do these videos, I have zero idea about the content, which is kind of fun, a little bit exciting. Very different to classroom teaching, where you have to know what you're going to talk about before you talk about it. But this is different to that, so I like it for that. But I do tune in a little bit and get a feeling or ask them to show me which deck to use. And I often get an instinct, and this happens in general, but about what colour to wear. They're saying colour therapy is really important, and it's a really important way to use vibrations, because of course colour is simply vibrations of light, and everything in the universe is all about vibrations and frequency. That's it, you know. High vibration, low vibration, middle vibration. Sorry, a bit delirious in the heat. But yeah, remembering to use that, you can. They're saying it's a really kind of fun, easy way to work with energy in your daily life. When I was classroom teaching, you know, up and out the door early every day, and busy, city, public transport, lots of humans to teach and work with, and all the rest of it. And like, I got into this habit a long time ago. I used to call them the fashion fairies. So sometimes I'd, you know, your alarm would go off and you're lying in bed going, I don't want to get up, or it's too cold, or, you know, whatever. And sometimes you're like, yay. But often I'd be like, well, you know, I was getting up and brushing my teeth and making a cup of tea or whatever. I'd be like, oh, what colour do I feel like wearing today? And sometimes like a particular colour would pop into my head, like red or orange or blue or whatever. Or sometimes it might be a particular piece of jewellery. So, for example, I've got the Larimer on today. And so sometimes, you know, before I got up, I'd be like, oh, blue. I want to wear the Larimer, you know, necklace. So I might then, because I like coordinating things, I might wear something that either contrasts or complements that. And it was interesting, like, and that was just for myself. I didn't really tell people about it. It was just what I did. But it was really interesting when I sort of started doing this, and it was a long time ago that I started doing this, just basically listening to my instinct and trusting my intuition and my inner knowing, just in terms of colour for what I was going to wear to work for that day. But like 99.9% of the time, somebody, whether it was someone at work or one of my students or a stranger on a train, would say, oh, that colour really suits you, or, geez, I like your necklace, or something along those lines. I would get a compliment about the colour every day. Every day I did that. And it wasn't about, you know, strutting about my ego going, well, I look fab. It was just me trusting my instinct, following that intuition and doing what felt right for me, you know, that day. But the response that I got, it was interesting to notice the response I got, like other people, just trying to find the words. I was going to say match that vibration, but it resonated with that vibration, I guess, is what they mean. Because they were showing me, like, you know, notes. And remember, it always goes up in training. So if I'm feeling good wearing my blue, and other people are like, oh, she's on her right track, and I can see it, I can feel it, I'm going to compliment her on it, or whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I hope that makes sense. I think it does. Yeah. So just coming back to the point, I suppose, is they're reminding me, thank you, use colour, basically. And interestingly enough, that's the Medicine Mother card, and we're talking about the energy for February. On your inner knowing. They're saying from the micro to the macro. So, you know, me wanting to wear blue today just felt right, so I did. And it's become important in this reading, you know, which is nice. But that's, you know, it might not have come up as part of the reading, but I still felt nice wearing this summery dress and this nice crystal, you know. So it's about trusting the little. It's also about trusting the little inspirations that you're getting, and the more you trust the little ones, the easier it is. It's like build up your own sort of psychic toolbox. The easier it is to trust the big ones, because it serves you well when you go, I wear blue, I feel good, someone said I look nice, whatever. And then when it comes to, you know, the bigger decisions in life, I don't need to list what they are, because I'm sure we all know, it becomes a lot easier. So it's like, yeah, building up your trust repertoire is what they're saying. That's quite funny. I just dropped the lid. Yeah, and the last card here, it's very hot, sorry, I keep saying it, because it's true. Warrior. I know we've seen this one before. I remember holding his face up to the camera for you. Be fearless and stand strong. So trust your talents in changing times, honour your inner knowing, and be fearless and stand strong. You can see why I didn't need to change the order of the cards. Look at this dude. He's got a feather as well in his hair and on his staff. Probably not the right word, but I don't know the word in Maori for the staff that he's holding. Apologies to the Kiwis out there. Fearless and stand strong. And they're saying we're back to the lighthouse, we're back to the lighthouse, we're back to the lighthouse, that you are the fearless and the powerful one here. And almost always, because a lot of us are, you know, dotted around the planet, or dotted amongst families that aren't on the same vibration, or dotted amongst colleagues at work that aren't on the same vibration. And it is often you that is the leader in light. Oh, that's nice. The leader in light. And again, zero about ego. It's absolutely not about ego. If the ego comes into it, oh, look how much light I'm shining today, well, that's obviously low vibration, you know, because that's the subconscious, that's the shadow programming coming out, trying to make yourself feel worthy by, you know, standing on a soapbox or whatever. But light is quiet and powerful. I've heard other masters talk about, like my master teachers, I've heard them talk about how, you know, the people that we consider masters on the planet, so Buddha or Mother Teresa or Gandhi or, you know, other people like that, weren't noisy loudmouths, were they? They didn't have an overactive throat chakra where they had to like talk. Often they would, you know, be really quiet and really still and hold an immense amount of power, So there's also an invitation here in February to make sure that you find those moments of stillness. So I know we talked about just before about taking action on your dreams and staying connected to your breath and all the rest of that side of it. But the way to anchor that in even more strongly is to make sure you find those moments of silence and stillness. And if you can do that connected to nature, all the better. All the better. They show me all the greenery and the feathers and the plants and the stuff in the room that I'm sitting in. It's quite cool. And earlier they were showing me all of the blue. They do that when I'm doing readings. It's quite cute. Be fearless and stand strong. I'm just going to ask if there's anything else for this. And if not, we're going to stop because we're already about 29 minutes. I wanted this to be a shorter video. Never mind. It's nice doing them. They're saying, no, that's plenty. Stay in your light, stand in your light, stay in your light, stand in your light, stay in your light, stand in your light, stay in your light, stand in your light. I just want to keep repeating that. I could probably sit here and repeat that for the next 30 minutes, but I'm not going to, obviously. That would be boring. But they're saying this is the last bit of information they're going to give us before we finish. They're saying that's the most important thing for this month. Stay in your light and stand in your light. Stay connected. Stay true to yourself. Do the best you can for yourself and others. Reach for those shiny star-shaped dreams inside your chest, inside your heart. And they're just showing me this beautiful image of like an entourage, a crowd around you, and they're all around each one of you, all holding out their hands like to help. Can we help you? Can we help you? We give you things. And, take your hand over a rocky spot, or drop the perfect answer or person or idea or motivation or silence, or, cancelled appointment so you get to go dig in the garden for an hour, or whatever it is. Like all of these gifts, they're spirit and your team, everyone has an entourage, are often always trying to give you gifts to help you thrive, basically. And the more that you individually thrive, the more that humanity can step up and step up and step up and step up. And soon we have a new beginning. Well, we're in the new beginning. We can just bring it forward faster with this work that we do on a very personal, very individual level, micro to macro, that affects everything on the planet. Again, those beautiful sort of tree roots, as above, so below, that connect us underneath, anchor us into the earth, and the beautiful light from our collective lighthouses that connect and connect and connect all over the planet. It's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And yeah, these really personal, individual, your team holding out their individual hands to you, every day, to you. Here's the thing that you want. Here's an idea. Here's a way forward. Just ask. Use your dreams as well to ask for information. And then it's easier to stand strong. It's easier to stand more strongly when you have support and backup, and you've got an infinite amount of backup. Just feel into it, lean into it, ask for it. Ask for them to make themselves known. Ask for it to be louder and clearer. Yeah, you're in control of this. You're in control of how much light you let in. You're in control of how much power that you allow and how much light you send forth. It's up to you and me, all of us individually. So yeah, get on board. Yeah, I think we'll leave it there before I turn into a puddle of sweat. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. I'm pretty sure it does. Yeah, Happy New Year. New moon, new year, new energy coming in. Drink lots of water, she says to the people in the hot climates. Yeah, take care, much love, and I'll talk to you next month. Bye.